Welcome to VIMP, the Very Important Movie Podcast with Sean, Darian, Jaden, and Eli. I'm Sean.
I'm Darian.
I'm Jaden.
And I'm Eli.
This is the world's
I'm
first
Eeyore.
and only Eeyore recorded podcast live from Hollywood, California, Charlotte, North Carolina, and a flooring warehouse in Aurora, Colorado.
It's a great way to start the new year.
This movie or being in Aurora, Colorado.
The way we started the intro.
With Eeyore.
Yeah.
I'm Eeyore. I'm Eli. It should be Eli the donkey. Eli the
Okay.
burro.
Hello.
Oh.
And I feel like, do you call people a donkey if they're stupid in English?
No.
No.
That's weird. I just saw a post on that on Reddit the other day. Somebody asked that exact same question.
Okay, it was me. I'm just kidding. No, it's because that's the reason why I just reacted the way that I did. And it's not that being called stupid would offend me, but I just thought it would be funny. But in Spanish, when someone's stupid, you call them a burro. Like, don't be a fucking burro. No seas burro. It means don't be fucking stupid, you know? And it's like, that's why I just reacted that way a little bit.
Well, we have it. It's called jackass. Don't be a jackass. Don't be an ass.
Yeah, so, yeah.
We just don't use the word donkey very often. But except for, what's his face from, what's the chef guy? The British chef guy
Yeah, that one.
that yells at everyone?
Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah, he calls people donkeys.
He also calls them idiot sandwiches.
And donkey, you're being a donkey.
No, you're thinking of Shrek.
That Shrek calls people donkeys. But
I always get them confused.
But he does call them donkeys. But he just doesn't do it in the voice of Shrek.
Maybe he does. You never know.
But when I think of him yelling at people, I think of Shrek's voice. I can't think of his voice right now. It's only Shrek coming into my mind. Donkey!
No.
You fucking donkey!
It's very British.
It is.
Really? I thought Shrek sounded more like Irish.
No.
He's Scottish.
Gordon
Ramsay's British. Shrek is
Scottish.
Okay.
I can't
I'm glad
think
we
of
cleared
his...
that up.
Like, yeah. Do you guys ever... I went to his restaurant in Vegas once a long time ago. Or I didn't, and I'm lying and I'm misremembering.
I've heard
It's not
that
important.
It's not good.
I feel like he's got multiple right now.
I don't think any restaurants in Vegas are good.
That's not true.
I've heard that actually a lot of restaurants are good. I don't go.
There's some good food in Vegas for sure.
I'm sure there is, but I'm not going there.
Mm-mm.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I've given up on food. I've given up on worldly possessions.
You know, I honestly believe that Wally was onto something when they started showing that everyone was just eating fucking smoothies in the future, because I feel like that will be the case. I would be fine not having to make fucking food if I could just sip on a smoothie that tastes like pizza or like.
Mom's already on that journey, and she's been on that journey for years.
I'm on that journey. It's not a smoothie, but I just eat the same thing every fucking day.
Yeah.
Yogurt in the morning, beef food bowl at night.
Are you getting all your vitamins and minerals?
Yeah. I started putting fiber into the
We've
fruit.
had this conversation
Yeah.
so many
I
times.
put the fiber into the yogurt because I wasn't
Good.
getting enough fiber.
Good.
I'm
But you
certainly
get all
getting...
your daily intake of, you get your B12?
Yeah, I also take B12 vitamin, and a bunch of other vitamins. And I eat all those bananas and blueberries. Blueberries. So this is January. This is the first movie of January. It's my pick. I picked Fight Club because it may not seem like it as a good New Year's resolution or how you want your year to go movie. And not this entirety of this movie is not what the beginning and the end is how I want my year to go. I want to give up all worldly possessions, and then I want to burn down the credit infrastructure and collapse society. So if that's how the world or how the end of 2026 ends, I'll be happy.
Okay. I get
Jade,
that.
everyone else has seen it but Jaden, and we're not going to play coy and pretend like we aren't going to spoil this movie until the end. And I'm just dying to know. I don't want to know if you liked it or not yet, but was the twist spoiled for you before you watched it?
No.
Okay,
I
good.
literally have never. I knew this movie existed, obviously, but I've never seen anything with this movie on like a clip. Nothing ever.
It's shocking to me. It's shocking to me that it wasn't ruined for you. I'm so happy right now. I've been on pins and needles ever since I picked this movie. Ever since I accidentally brought up when we were doing what was the movie?
I don't remember.
The one where he was imagining his parents and what's the name of that movie? The gay guys in England
the gay
movie.
One. Yeah.
When I accidentally said maybe we have a Fight Club situation on our hands.
Yeah.
And then I almost ruined it for Jaden. like how you ruined Begonia.
Well, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but I thought for sure that I ruined it then, that you would guess it before. Did you guess it before that came, or was it a surprise?
I did.
Did you?
But not because of that, though. I totally forgot that even happened. But yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Well, I want you to, we'll go through the movie. You know, this movie, other than, I think you're the only one in the world who hasn't seen it before this. So it's pretty well trodden territory as far as plot by plot. We kept getting delayed where we were going to record this because Darian almost died at work. So she had to go to the ER she's been in hospital for about a week now, and she's recording this from intensive care. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for making the time.
I'm recording this from beyond the grave, actually.
Nice. That's
Crazy.
I wish I knew the name of the movie, because then I could say that you're doing that situation.
I think it's
Live
so
from
funny 'cause
hell.
I was editing the last podcast the other day, and we were talking all about like death and whatever. And you literally said in the podcast,
I know.
I'm never gonna die.
No, I know. And I've actually been thinking about that a lot because I said that and you said that's triggering to me. And I was like, what have I done?
When I was editing, I was like, well, this doesn't help the OCD.
Nope. And I thought about it too. And I was like, fuck. And that's probably why it happened, honestly.
That's crazy, dude.
I'm
Yeah.
like, this is reaffirming all my anxieties right now.
Y'all motherfuckers tempting fate and shit.
I know. Bad.
It's very bad. It's
Wait,
very
okay.
bad. Since everyone in the world knows this movie and has seen it 1,000 times, we'll go through it all, but we're not going to dwell. I'm more interested in everyone's takes on what it means and what they think about it and what they like about it than every scene by scene breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
This
I think
will
that's-
contain spoilers. Do not watch this.
Oh
if
yeah,
you
we're
haven't
spoiling the
watched
shit out of
movie.
this thing, obviously. I think that's kind of like a tacit agreement that people make when they listen to a recap of movies, is that it's going to be spoiled. And we're going to spoil it right at the beginning of it, maybe. But this is Fight Club, 1999, one of the best movie years ever. I have a lot to say about my personal history with this movie. I went opening night with my friend
Wow.
BJ, left work, and we went and saw it. And it probably, along with every other male in my age group at the time, it pretty much ruined society for it's still, the after effects of this movie are still being felt today. Because there's a whole generation of people my age who took the wrong lesson from this movie, me included. And it's taken a lot of self-reflection and rewatching this movie and looking in myself and at the movie itself and the book to really get what the message of this movie actually is, not the surface level. I mean, I didn't just recently come to this realization. It was probably like 10, 15 years ago. But for the first 5-10 years after this movie came out, living my life, I was trying to be Tyler Durden probably in some regard, and so were millions of other dudes, and there's a lot of them right now who are still doing that, which is why the world is a piece of shit. But the world was a piece of shit before, because they don't understand that this movie is sarcastic. It's a dark black comedy that's making fun of them through the entire thing. Did you guys get that from it, or did you just look at it and go, these are a bunch of douchebag bros being bros and they fucking suck and this movie's bullshit?
I don't know. I didn't feel very. Well, I did fall asleep the first 2 times I watched this movie. I realized when I watched this movie, actually, the other day, that I had watched the first 5 minutes of this movie before when Eli watched it for the first time, and I fell asleep that time too. So I didn't know anything that had happened. So I've fallen asleep in this movie twice. But I don't know. I don't understand. What is the meaning? What is the meaning behind this movie to you? Like, what? Because I don't know.
The way that it affected me and my friends when we watched it, when we came out of it on opening night, is we were gonna start a fight club in the parking lot of the theater. Like, we were, that fucking ruled, that's so fucking sick, that's fucking awesome, fucking pushing each other. It's like, let's go get in a fight. Like, we were aggroed the fuck out. This movie aggroed a bunch of fucking fat nerds who were not cool into wanting to be cool and be Tyler Durden. Like, it's just as simple as that. He was the coolest motherfucker. We loved Brad Pitt already from Seven and 12 Monkeys, and thought it was awesome and wanted to be Tyler Durden. We did not realize that it was a complete parody of that lifestyle. We weren't getting that at all. It took a few years to realize that it was making fun of. We took it all way too literally, and so did everybody else. So, it's kind of embarrassing to admit that now, but there was the whole thing, I mean, the movie itself outside of that part is awesome. It's good. I love it. I still love the movie, but not for the same reasons as before. Some of the same reasons, because Brad Pitt is still the coolest motherfucker, but like there's that part where they're on the bus and there's the Calvin Klein ad, and when he looks over and he's like, is that what men are supposed to look like? And you're thinking like, but it's a complete joke that Brad Pitt is the one saying that. Like, it's built into the movie that Brad Pitt, being super ripped and cut, is making fun of the models who that he looks exactly like. So for me now, I realize that it's more complicated than just making fun of people like that, because there's also the built-in anti-capitalism part that I think is sincere. Like the part about hitting rock bottom and not being a consumer and products rule your life and you are the product. I think that stuff is sincere and is meaningful and actually means something. And there's lessons to be learned in that. But the way that they go about it and just lashing out and being aggressive to get back your manhood and your machismo is bullshit. So it's more complicated than one thing, I think.
Yes.
What do you guys think about it?
I concur.
I
All
don't know.
right.
I feel like,
Well,
Anyway, we can end the podcast.
I didn't like connect with this character in any way, and I don't know. I don't want to give my whole opinion, obviously, but like, I didn't like. I understand the whole capitalism thing, whatever, but like, the rest of it didn't really make any sense to me, to be honest with you. The Fight Club thing, I just was like confused.
all right. Well, let's kind
go
of just
through it.
let's go through it, and then we can talk about it as it comes up. So it starts in media res again, and we start at the end. We don't know it's the end yet, but Jack, even, or unnamed narrator, is really what he is, except he's now known as Jack. That's the Ed Norton character. He's got a gun in his mouth, and he can only speak in vowels. When you have a gun in your teeth, you can only speak in vowels. And it got Brad Pitt and Ed Norton. They're in an office building overlooking the city. We don't know what city it is. We never know. Maybe it's LA. It was LA, but we never know it's LA. And Tyler Durden is basically saying, hey, we're about to watch everything blow up and just the world's going to end. And then we do a flashback to Ed Norton's character. And he is, where is he? I got notes. He's got his face in some bitch tits. And that's Meatloaf. Do you guys know who Meatloaf is? Robert Paulson. He's got bitch tits. Bob's got bitch tits. So that's Meatloaf.
Okay.
He is the motorcycle dude from, why does my brain not work? Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh.
The guy in the Harley. So he's a very famous singer. He was in that movie. He's like a very famous rock singer, like rock operas. Very famous from the 70s all the way up through. He had a resurgence of popularity as music came back. He had a new album came out in the mid 90s and everybody was in love with Meatloaf again. And he actually lost a bunch of weight over the 90s. So when he was in this movie, he had to put a fat suit on to be fat again. And and Ed Norton is way taller than him. So Meatloaf had to wear like 8-inch platforms to be bigger than Ed Norton.
Okay,
So
work.
his face went into his bitch tits.
Work.
But Ed Norton is at a Remaining Men Together, it's testicular cancer support group, because Bob was a juicer. He was a bodybuilder, and he took so much steroids and hormones that his body quit producing. Once you get off steroids, your body quits producing steroids. So he lost his balls and grew bitch tits.
I don't like the term bitch tits.
Well, that's from the movie. That's not my term.
I know. And I just, every time it was said, I
Bob
cringed a little.
Has bitch tits. I mean, it's clear. They actually
It's
made
just very clear to me when this movie was made.
1990.
That's what I'll say.
For.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it. I get all those things that you're saying. Hopefully I can change your minds a little bit about it as we go through it.
Change your mind.
But so I watched the movie last week, and then the next day I played the commentary track while I was driving. Not watching the movie, just listen to the commentary track, because I've seen this movie probably like 50 times. And it was Ed Norton, Brad Pitt, David Fincher, and Bellatrix Lestrange, Marla. What's her name? God, my brain is
Who she
fried.
was, bro. Oh my god. I'm like, who is she? She kind of looks like Edward Scissorhands for some reason.
That's crazy. Her name's
Helena Bonham Carter.
Helena Bonham
Yeah,
Carter.
Helena
Yeah.
Bonham
So I
Carter.
listened to the commentary
She's
track.
Mrs. Lovett.
She's
Bellatrix.
married to Tim Burton, who made Edward
I don't
Scissorhands.
think
So
she
They're never
is.
married, and they haven't been
But they
together
were-
since 2014, which is
Oh, really?
crazy.
Yeah,
didn't
but
know
they
that.
were
I was-
together.
I went
for a
down a
long
whole
time.
rabbit hole about this the other day, and apparently he cheated on her, and they weren't together.
Sick.
They weren't even living in the same house when they were together that entire time. They had houses
That's
right next to
crazy.
each other, supposedly. for their
Honestly,
kids.
I love that.
And yeah, they haven't been together since 2014. That's crazy.
I did
That's-
not know
that's
that.
crazy.
That's how much I keep up with celebrity gossip. You
Now
think
he's
I
with,
would having a
he's
movie
with
podcast?
The mom and can't remember her name. I know she's in other stuff, but she's the mom in Wednesday, the new Wednesday. What's her name?
Oh,
She's also in
He's
she
with
was-
her now? Is that what you said?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he's with
why
her.
she's in the new Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, yeah, she's in Beetlejuice too.
Wait, she's the.
Monica Bellucci or something.
Yeah.
Like that, I think.
Yes, you're right. Monica Bellucci. I actually did know that he was with Monica Bellucci now. I just forgot.
Yeah.
They made two suits. They made two fat suits, one with nipples and one without. And
Wow.
David Fincher talked the studio into letting him use the nipple one. There's lots of stuff in this movie that lots of fun facts about shit that they had to change or tone down for the studio. We'll get to them as we get to
I
them.
just
They're
looked
fun.
up Fight Club on Google, and one of the, you know how it shows like things that people have asked?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that everyone asks is, what the heck is Fight Club about?
What the heck is it about?
What the heck?
Well, hopefully that'll link to this podcast episode so we can
Is
tell them.
Fight Club a metaphor for homosexuality?
Yes.
Sure,
That's
if you want to fuck yourself, I guess, which he clearly does. So we basically get the backstory of Ed Norton's character, the narrator, and he has insomnia. He's having a early midlife crisis, and he can't sleep. So he goes to doctors, and they won't help him. They tell him to take valerian root and melatonin to try to get some sleep. And he says, if you really feel like you're dying, go see the testicular cancer. So
Mm-hmm.
at some church. So that's how he ends up going to help group or to not self-help groups, but support groups for all sorts of shit. So he's cycling through different support groups because the only time he can sleep is if he cries by opening up and crying with people who are actually dying. So it releases something inside of him that makes him be able to sleep like a baby at night. And all that's going really well until that bitch Marla Singer shows up, that tourist.
Marla didn't have testicular cancer. She was a liar.
She's a liar. Even though she technically has more right to be there because she doesn't have balls either.
Exactly.
And he can no longer sleep anymore because she is ruining his time. And if he had a tumor, he'd name it Marla.
He hates her so much.
He does hate her so much, but she is very cool.
Yeah.
She's so cool in this. This movie it did a lot of things to me at the time. I was in love with Marla. I was in love with Tyler Durden. I wanted to be everything in this movie.
So you're
really-
exactly like
You were the target
character then.
audience.
Yeah.
Oh, exclusively and explicitly the target audience.
All right, we're making this movie for Sean Anderson.
Basically. I think how old was I at the time? So 99, 23? 20, I think I was just turned 23 when it came out.
Came out
which
on
is
October 15th, so you'd be 24, I think.
Now 23, just turned 23.
But if it was 1999, oh no, you're right. 1999. Never mind.
Yeah, that's true. That's how math works. 9 minus 6 is 3.
Yes.
In fact, the whole Project Mayhem thing, that's what made me. In fact, I think I told you that there's a passage in one of Chuck Palahniuk's other books, Invisible Monsters, where it describes what felching is. Do you guys know what felching is?
Oh, yeah, I think you told us.
Yeah, basically you come in someone's ass and then you suck the cum out of their
Ew!
ass
Ah!
and then you spit the cum into their mouth. So there's this
Ah!
whole paragraph describing that. And I was reading the book, and this is when I used to work at MCI WorldCom in the call center. And we were there, our little project was there later than everyone else. So I made 100 or like 200 copies of the book and went and put it on everyone's desk after everyone was gone. So the next morning they came in to a big blown up paragraph of what felching was. I did Project Mayhem.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I know this movie is had of a lot of things happened around that time because of this movie and Jackass, to be honest. This was right when Jackass was first out, was when this movie came out.
This explains a lot.
Yeah, the world was pretty weird back then. The end of the 90s, pre 9/11, that little chunk of time, a lot of weird shit was happening. Music was terrible. It was, Limp Bizkit, Woodstock 99, The Matrix. The Matrix had a lot of people thinking weird shit too at the time. It was a weird time. I was very single, very alone, just had weird friends. We're doing weird shit. We had a lot of free time on our hands. We had pretty good jobs where we had somewhat money and we could do whatever we wanted and had no responsibilities whatsoever. And we were aimless youth doing weird shit, getting in bar fights, yelling at people, causing mayhem. And that was kind of before this movie. So we were already doing this kind of shit before the movie came out. So it was just kind of like a continuation, but I digress.
It's just reinforced the behavior.
He's very mad at Marla for crashing his party and he can't sleep anymore. So he decides to confront her. That was a very fun scene when he basically grabs her and throws her and she's like, I saw you rehearsing this. He just calls him out. So they decide to split the groups up 3 and 3. And she steals the clothes from the laundromat and walks across the street to sell them. And I guess when she walks across the street in all the cars, she almost got hit like every time, like it was super close and very unsafe on set.
Yikes! Yeah, it looked sketchy.
Yeah, and one of my favorite parts is when they're arguing and when she's selling the clothes and they're arguing over who wants bowel cancer, and the lady at the thrift shop's just looking at him, just like, I want bowel cancer. I want bowel cancer. You guys got anything to say about this movie up to here?
Yeah.
Do you like Marla's performance? Do you like Helena Bonham Carter?
I love her. She's amazing, and she did a great job. I feel like she didn't get the money for the clothes.
It cut away too soon.
No, she left.
She
was in the middle of it, and then she just left out of frustration. She didn't even get her money. She didn't even get her bag.
That's sad. I never noticed that before.
Yeah. But that's okay. But I also just I understand that Marla's messing up his sleep, but he hates her. He could just have a conversation with her, He's so aggressive coming in hot, grabbing her and stuff.
He's very aggressive. He's having a very bad time in his life.
Yeah. He needs to calm down.
Jaden, did you think that he's being abusive to women?
He was just pissing me off. I didn't care about anything that was happening to him.
But he's such a sad boy. He's been abandoned by his parents and raised by women. And look where his life's turned out.
It made me happy that he couldn't sleep.
Such an aggressive feminist. Disgusting. I didn't raise you that way. Disgusting. Get back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich.
That's crazy.
No, but if I said that...
That's because I'm her father and I'm allowed to tell her to make me a sandwich.
We all know I'm not making anyone a sandwich.
Yeah, I know.
You've made Jaden 100 sandwiches in life.
Yeah,
probably. Probably more.
Probably not, honestly.
I can confidently say that Jaden has never made me a sandwich once in her entire life.
I don't think you ever made me a sandwich. I was never much of a sandwich girl.
I've certainly made you a sandwich.
You used to make tuna sandwiches for us.
True, but my favorite meal was a plain hot dog in the microwave, just dipped in ketchup.
Plain, like no bun?
I did?
No, that's just what I would eat every single day.
This girl loves wieners.
During the summer, I would just eat a hot dog in the microwave because we didn't have any food.
I bought food. It's not my fault.
Ingredients.
Make yourself a sandwich. Get in the kitchen and make yourself a sandwich.
I made myself a hot dog.
Delicious.
I don't know why we always had so many hot dogs and no buns.
Because they don't match up. There's not enough. There's too many hot dogs, not enough buns in the package. So you end up with more hot dogs than buns.
There's usually only like 8 hot dogs and like 12 buns.
It used to be 10 hot dogs and 8 buns.
For people like Jaden that don't like the bun.
And no, I liked the bun. I just didn't.
You just didn't have access to bun.
The other thing I used to make, that Dad told me to make, that I would eat is just pepperoni slices with seasoning in the microwave.
That's good. Crispy little.
Microwave.
Yeah, they get all crispy in the microwave. Put some oregano on there.
And and some Parmesan.
It's like
I-
a little.
Right
When
around
you're
this
eating
time.
pizza.
Yeah, a lot of processed meats in my life.
Mm,
That explains a lot.
Not well. Not well.
You know, we didn't know things back in the 2000s. We didn't know about these things.
I feel like our generation, well, I guess we're technically different generations, but like my generation for sure has to be one of the most unhealthy growing up. Like, I swear, everything was just like processed food. Like the craziest processed foods. Everything had like crazy dyes in it. Was it
Mhm.
like
Oh,
that
yeah.
for you growing up?
For me,
Yeah.
oh yeah, it's all started. That
crazy.
whole thing started in the 80s. The kids' food, the kids' marketing, and putting all the bad shit in started
Oh,
in the
it's so
80s.
bad.
It was like Sunday morning or Saturday morning cartoons advertising cereal and
Mhm.
candy and shit. That all started when I was like 7 years old, 5, 6, 7 years old.
All the like kid cuisine, microwave
Lunchables,
meals, Lunchables,
Capri Sun,
Pop
Sunny
Tarts,
Delight. Yes.
Gushers, like all of it. So the ketchup that they made like green and purple for some
Yeah.
reason, like all that shit.
But it really ramped up to an insane degree when you were a kid. Like
Yeah,
by the late 90s, early 2000s, it was getting really crazy
it
because
was
they had to keep
really bad.
they had to keep leveling up, and then they started toning shit down
Yeah,
a little bit by the later into the 2000s. They started being like, oh well, this is the honest stuff started coming out, and the whole food shit, you know.
yeah. All the granola moms came out
Yeah.
of the woodworks.
But yeah, I got the beginning of it, but you guys grew up in the Darian specifically, and then Jaden still somewhat, but not as bad as you did. You got the worst of it, Darian, your
Yeah.
generation. And you were just getting it everywhere. Babysitters,
Everywhere.
grandmother,
Like
us.
I got the worst of it too.
You
I was
did, but
eating Hot Pockets every single day and
you
kids'
did.
cuisine.
Mhm.
No, there's definitely an overlap. You guys were both getting it the worst.
Yeah, I
But
mean we're only 6 years apart.
yeah. But by the time that you were like 12 or 15, it wasn't as bad, Jaden.
Yeah, I'll say like by the time I was in high school, a lot of that was over with, or at least like in our house, it was
but
over
then
with.
it became. I feel like my specific age was targeted a lot with like the hot Cheetos because
Mm,
hot Cheetos weren't very popular when you were
they were.
younger. You think?
Oh my God, yes. I remember eating so many hot Cheetos
But
and all
like
my
when
friends.
I was in middle school, it was like hot Cheeto girl. Like it was like a thing.
Yeah, it was like I remember it being like a thing, but
Like
no,
Takis. I
people
would
were
eat
definitely
hot Cheetos.
eating them.
Like an entire bag of hot Cheetos in one sitting. That
No,
was normal
literally.
for us.
Literally.
I would say the one difference though would be in that 6-year time period of your guys' age gap is by the time Jaden was the age that you were, 6 years later, we
Mhm.
were like, that shit's bad for you, stop eating it.
Yeah.
But
Oh, we were
6 years
going to.
but 6 years well, I know it was still there, but by then we were like, well, that you shouldn't eat that. But when Darian was like 8 or 9, it was like, oh, that's kids food, that's what kids eat. Like we didn't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it's got vitamins in it, says so.
Yeah, it says so.
It's been fortified.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens to me. I'll be a guinea pig.
Yeah, it was probably around like 2008, 2009 where I'm like,
Hmm.
the shit's bad. Stop eating it. We got to quit eating this bullshit.
Yeah.
Getting it out of the house, quit buying soda, quit buying all that shit.
The thing that was the worst though was that grandma would just feed me that so much. That's all I would
I
eat
know.
is a hot pocket every single day. She would take me to Sonic for breakfast. Literally a burger from Sonic for
A
breakfast.
burger?
Yes. Like insane. Just shit all the time. I
Mhm.
would eat, I think for lunch, I would eat a Lunchable, like the nacho one, and she would
Mhm.
give me a bunch of beef jerky, which is, I mean, fine, I
I
guess,
mean,
but probably not that brand. Or pepperoni, and then like, I don't even, like some sort of sweet something. And then I would drink a bunch of Gatorade. I had like a Gatorade phase. But like, yeah, it was like Pop Tarts and popcorn and everything all the time.
yeah, they definitely had a lot of junk food in the house growing up. But grandma, like, she'd make me eggs in the morning, which I feel like is pretty healthy. Some eggs and
I never got an actual meal. She was usually gone. Well, I wasn't allowed to go over there at one point, so she would just pack my lunch and leave it on her porch.
mhm.
But yeah, I never got an actual meal. I don't think I ever in my life got an actual meal cooked for me for breakfast. Ever.
For breakfast?
Never.
Never? Nah. Well,
Never. Absolutely never. Mom and dad, never made a meal for me for breakfast, and
That's true.
I didn't really like eggs.
I had to be the
Just out of curiosity, how did you guys think we were getting fed?
Exactly. So confused as to how you guys thought we were getting fed.
well.
Because Mom and you never put money in our lunch account ever,
Or made us lunch.
or made us lunch.
Or made us breakfast.
I had to be 45 minutes away for work at 7 in the morning. So I
You
was
said,
leaving.
this is none of my business.
I was
actually.
leaving. I was out the door at 6 in the morning. So
Sure.
You
but
could
I
have packed
feel
our
like that's
lunch the
pretty
night
common.
before.
it's none of my business.
Like, it's just crazy to me. I don't understand.
What does
that.
Adeline do for lunch?
They make her lunch.
Oh, she's the favorite. That's right.
I make every time when I'm home, every morning, I make her eggs, organic, pasture raised eggs.
This is such fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
It's because you guys had her later in life, so you guys actually like knew.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what happens when you have a baby at 35 instead of 15. You feed them eggs in the morning.
About
You
40.
feed them eggs.
I was 40 or 39.
Right, yeah.
But honestly, I feel like I would make Adeline food way more than you guys ever made me food. And I was 15.
I made dinners all the time.
Yeah, but like breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You made 1/3 of my meals.
I wasn't there. How am I supposed to make you breakfast?
Okay.
I remember there was
You aren't there now for Adeline, but you still make it somehow. When you are there, you make her lunch.
I'm a bad father. I don't know how many times I have to tell you that.
Absent father.
You were
No.
raised by women, and now look how your life turned out. You were abandoned by your father. They were your models
I
for
was
God.
abandoned by a lot of people.
Every morning abandoned by father.
I've
Who had to
abandoned
go-
my girls.
He had to travel 45 minutes in the treacherous heat to get to work.
It's uphill both
You know who was
ways.
also going 45 minutes?
There were
with
no
you for a
eggs
lot
to
of
be
those years?
had.
Grandma. She was also
Oh
going
yeah, she
the
made
same
us
place.
breakfast.
But she didn't have to be there as early as me.
Oh, she left at the same time. You literally carpooled.
That was for like 6 months. For 8 years of the
Right.
time, we weren't anymore.
Well, it all worked
Anyway,
out.
Jack has a
I'm
really
not gonna
bad
say
job.
anything. I'm not gonna say anything because I would just be bragging on you guys. Never mind. I'm not gonna say anything.
It's the montage of Jack's job. He's a recall coordinator, so he flies everywhere all over the country to assess if they're going to do a recall or not for cars. Did you guys pick this up? Did you understand what was going on at all? Because I can explain it to you if you don't understand.
Yes, he worked for Ford Motors.
It wasn't Ford
fired.
Motors. It was an important one. It was a very large one. But did you understand the cynicism, the point of this whole thing?
No.
Basically, in a nutshell, they send his character and his team of people out to look at accidents and determine if there is a defective part in a car that caused an accident or an explosion. He mathematically figured out if it was going to be cheaper to just let people keep dying and pay the out of settlement costs or issue a
Oh.
recall. So if it was cheaper to do a recall and save everyone's lives, they would do the recall. But if it was cheaper to just let X amount of people die,
Mhm.
even though they knew they were going to die, if that was cheaper, they did it that way. So that's
Got
his
it.
job. So that's why he was like having this existential crisis of he's basically a Nazi for the most part. And he's like running the numbers on whether or not it's cheaper to let all these people die, even though they could prevent it by doing a recall. So I think that's like the crux of why this whole thing happens, where he has this psychotic break in the first place, is because he knows he's basically responsible for all these people dying.
In the part where he's talking to this person in the airplane, I was a little bit not confused, but like I was wondering if, because you know how he's talking to the person in the airplane and then it cuts to it immediately cuts and he's still in the airplane, but there's a different person. It's Tyler in the seat that the person was in before. I was
Mhm.
wondering if because at first I was like, that's weird. Because they were showing him traveling a lot, so I was like, okay, maybe he's just in a different airplane, this is a different trip. But I was wondering because I was wondering if that was a hint to him, there wasn't actually a person there. Well, obviously there wasn't, but if you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. This movie plays fast and loose with the going back and trying to catch things type of deal. It's not there's movies where you're intended to go back. You've all seen The Sixth Sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler for The Sixth Sense for anyone. Skip ahead. But in The Sixth Sense, he intentionally made it to where you could go back and look at every scene and it all made sense. Like you could go rewatch it and be like, oh, he never talked to anyone, or every scene, it makes sense that he was, a ghost the whole time. But this one, they were playing fast and loose because in The Sixth Sense, he was an actual ghost that he saw in the movie. But in this movie, he's just having a psychotic break. So sometimes he's imagining himself as the narrator watching Tyler. Sometimes he's Tyler. Sometimes he's a third point of view watching both of them. So he's just lost his mind completely. So it's not, you don't have to like dwell on.
There is a part though where, when I'm skipping ahead, but the part where he like starts beating himself up in front of his boss, that part kind of like was a hint to me, where I was like, oh, he's done this before. He's beat himself up before. And
Yeah,
then it
because
shows him beating himself up in the beginning when he first starts the club. So I was like, I feel like that is a hint.
He even says a little hint, and there's tons of little hints dropped because he goes, somehow this reminds me of my first fight with Tyler. He says that as he's beating himself up in front of his boss.
Yeah.
So there's like tons of little hints in there. When you go back and watch it, there's plenty of hints, but nothing so specific about it. They play fast and loose with the rules of it, I guess. So there's the whole part where the plane crashes, where he imagines the plane crash, and because he's talking to the woman, and then he imagines the plane crash, and then it's right when that scene's over is Tyler sitting in that seat. But they showed him before. Yeah, there's the scene where he crosses over on the escalator on the moving walkway. It was before they got on the airplane. Did you notice the little cut scenes where the little splices of Tyler Durden are in there?
No.
So the part where describing all the shit that Tyler does at night when he works in the movie theater and puts the porn in and everything. It's a little meta joke throughout the whole movie. There's little 1 second flashes of Tyler Durden pops up just in the middle of scenes. If you go back and watch it, you'll see little flashes throughout the whole thing.
I didn't notice that until the very end, and it kind of made me laugh.
Yeah, it's through the whole thing. Little subliminal hints introducing Tyler to you before he's there. This is one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie, their conversation they're having where he's talking about his single serving friends, and Tyler Durden's like, oh, I get it. Very clever. How's that working out for you? He's like, what? Being clever? Pretty good. Only keep it up. I used to say that to people all the time at work. They'd say some joke and they'd like get it. I'm like, oh, I get it. Very clever. This movie was like my entire personality for like a year. Embarrassingly enough. When he goes, oh, the question of etiquette, do I give him the ass or the crotch? And he gives Ed Norton the ass, but then when he goes by the flight attendant, he gives her the crotch.
You gotta make the choice every time.
Got to make that choice. So he lands and his luggage is lost because he had possibly a dildo in his briefcase, but they never used the definitive article. It's a dildo. We found a dildo in your luggage, not your dildo. And he gets home and his apartment has been completely exploded.
Yeah.
So there's in this scene.
I feel like this also gave it away though. Did this not give it away? The whole apartment thing for me? Because when the cop kept calling and thinking, like, kind of insinuating that he thought he did it, I was like, okay, so.
Well, the first time he talks to him, he doesn't. It's on the second phone call.
Well, at the end he does. He's like, am I a suspect?
Yeah, that's the second phone call though.
Oh,
there was a first one. No, that's the second one.
I don't think that would necessarily give it away the first time watching it.
No, didn't for me the first time watching it.
Because you would be like, yeah, like you would think that you would be a suspect. It's your apartment.
Well, especially after they find dynamite in there. But on the first call, they're just operating on the pilot light went out and then it filled with gas. That's when he does the whole thing where the pilot light went out, it fills with gas over however long he was gone, and then the refrigerator clicked on and it sparked it and blew it up.
Well, at first, my first reaction the first phone call when it first happened, I was like, okay. Or like when he finally went to go like start talking to Tyler, I was like, okay, Tyler blew up his apartment. But then it kind of started to connect to me, and that's what gave it away.
So this is what, were you just thinking into the back of your head, or you're like, oh, they're definitely the same person right then? Or did you just think that Tyler did it?
I thought Tyler did it right then, but then with other things, like the other thing I said before, it started to connect before the reveal that they were the same person. And that definitely helped me realize that they were the same person.
When they said they were the same person?
No, I'm saying before. Me thinking that Tyler had blown up the apartment helped me realize, among other things, that they were the same person, is what I'm saying.
But not until later, not right when he's
No.
getting to his apartment.
No. Yeah.
Okay. So he finds Marla's phone number in the wreckage at the bottom, and he goes to call her, and she picks up, but he doesn't. He hangs up on her, and he calls Tyler from the card that he gave him on the airplane, and he doesn't answer the phone, and he goes to walk away, and Tyler calls back, which I think is another clue but still doesn't make sense really, because how would he make the phone call himself? So it's all just in his imagination. And they go to get a beer. I haven't really commented about how good this movie looks, especially the bar, the outside of the bar, all the lights and everything, like the glowing neon and everything just looks so good.
So cool.
But they go and they start drinking. They're talking about life, talking about bullshit. And they walk outside. Well, there's the whole part where he tells him about how this is where it's like, you got to hit rock bottom. Your shit keeps owning you. And he's going on about how he had a pretty respectable wardrobe. He had everything taken care of. He had all the furniture. He had the stereo. He had the clothes. And his life is almost complete. And I know the feeling. That's how I felt in my life before getting divorced. I'm like, I've got the couch taken care of. I got the TV. I got the stereo. I got everything. I got a house. Everything's taken care of. I'm set. I'm good to go. So, it's not the same as your apartment blowing up, but, for all intents and purposes, it is when you got to leave and you leave everything behind, start over, move into a shitty basement. But I started buying more stuff. Continue the cycle of consumerism.
Yes.
So yeah, for my New Year's resolution, I'm going to blow up my parents' house.
They just moved back in.
Right.
him saying I feel like something crazy is gonna happen wasn't him thinking that something bad was gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's because he's gonna cause some bad shit.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm not going to know
something bad's gonna happen.
I'm going to have a psychotic break. I'm not going to realize I'm doing it until later after I start a fight club.
That's right. Crazy, bro.
But I could see myself having the psychotic breakdown. It seems
honestly. I'm just gonna share this real quick. When I first saw this movie, I feel like even though for some reason in my mind, I felt like I also needed some kind of restart in my life or something. I needed to change the way that I am, or I needed to do something to change my ways or whatever, right? And for some reason, I felt the same way. I was like, I gotta hit rock bottom. I gotta what is my rock bottom? And I'm like, is this my rock bottom? As I just moved to LA and I have a really nice apartment. That's my rock bottom. And then
I was gonna say, when did you see this? Were you 14, 15, or was this in the last couple of years?
Like a year ago.
Yeah, seriously.
It was right after I got married.
No, that's funny. But no, that was before I got married. But it was once I moved over here and I could not get a job. I could not find a fucking job to save my life. And I'm like, I watched this movie and I was like, okay, this is my rock bottom, I guess. And I don't know where I'm at right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, it's very relatable.
Word.
There's lots of things that are very relatable about this, but I think this movie is more like people take it as, because the whole part about the masculinity part of the thing is what I think is what's bullshit, and that's what they're making fun of. But that's the main thing that a lot of people took from it, is that you have to be macho and get in fights and do shit like that. But the underlying message of the movie about how consumerism and capitalism is basically just destroying society for everyone, whether you're a man or a woman, is, I think, true and makes sense. So all that shit about the shit you own ends up owning you, and all that, all that stuff, I think still resonates and is still meaningful. Even more so now than it was in 1999.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now I feel like it's consumerism. Consumerism is so bad now because along with Temu, with fucking Five and Below, just on Amazon, just being on stupid stuff, and then not only that, but TikTok then emphasizes what you need to have. You need to have this because if you don't, you're a fucking bum and your life sucks. And
yeah, imagine him just going through that catalog and like spending his whole time on the catalog, calling in and ordering shit. Imagine if he had a fucking phone in Amazon, how
insane.
much he never would have started Fight Club. He just would have been on his phone. This whole movie would be him in his room on his phone ordering shit.
Yeah, for real.
He never
But
would
they
have
should
stopped.
be a modern Fight Club.
People started fight clubs like after this. The whole bunch of fight clubs started up and all this kind of shit happened. It's crazy. Mad as shit this movie spawned. Like it was a total bomb at the box office because it was marketed as like a boxing movie essentially. Like going into it, you thought it was David Fincher's boxing movie, like bare knuckle boxing movie, when really the Fight Club part of it is not nearly as much as you think it would be going in with a movie called Fight Club.
That's crazy to think about.
But that is where we are in the movie. They come out of the bar and he goes, "Why don't you just ask?" He's like, "What?" He's like, you called me because you needed a place to stay." He's like, "Well, would that be cool?" He's like, "Can you ask? Can I stay?" It's like, "Yes, but I need you to do me a favor. I need you to hit me as hard as you can." So he punches him in the ear, and very hilarious to me, very funny. He's like, "Why the ear?" He's like, "I'm so sorry. No, it's perfect." I had this whole fucking movie memorized. And they get into fight, and they're beating the shit out of each other. And then that's them sitting there drinking beers, going, we should do this again sometime." And then he takes him to his house, and it's his total piece of shit house. It's Paper Street. It's on Paper Street. That's why it's the Paper Street Soap Company, because that's the street on Paper Street, or the house on Paper Street. And they built this house out in the middle of the desert in California somewhere from scratch, and then tore it down when it was over. So you can't even visit this house, unfortunately. I would love to visit the Fight Club house, but
I don't want to visit the Fight Club house.
I don't think I could. I've been to some pretty shitty basements and lived in some pretty shitty apartments in my life, and none of them are nowhere close to as bad as this place. It was a real shithole.
Yeah, same.
Do you guys think you could last a night living there?
Absolutely not.
Not even one night,
No.
even if your apartment blew up.
No.
What about for a crisp $100 bill?
I would pay to not have to stay there.
Well, you wouldn't stay there for $100?
No.
I think I would like to do it. I would like to try to live this lifestyle. I would like to see if I could do it.
Dude, you wouldn't even let us touch the walls because of the dirt. But you're gonna live there.
I know. That's my point. I want to try to hit rock bottom and just give up everything and just live in complete squalor and see how long I can do it. I want to try.
Perfect.
Every time he turned the water on and brushed his teeth with the dirt water, I just wanted to turn the movie off.
When he pulled his tooth out, that triggered me.
When you think about that he's just there by himself, that's even funnier. When you think back on it, it's just him living in this shithole by himself, talking to himself the whole time. I wonder if he's actually, I mean, I guess he is talking to himself, because there's parts when Marlo eventually shows up when he's talking to Tyler. She's like, "Who are you talking to?" So he is actually talking to himself. There's a little more Fight Club, and then him going to work, and then more people showing up to Fight Club, and him being a real piece of shit at work. Really alpha. I guess he's more sigma-ing himself up at work, not giving a shit. And you start seeing that the kid from work is there, and when they're at Fight Club, they're at Fight Club, and when they're outside of Fight Club, they're not at Fight Club anymore. And we get the most famous part of the whole movie. We get the rules of Fight Club. Have you ever heard those, Jaden? Is that?
Well, yeah, that you don't talk about Fight Club. Yeah, I've heard that.
So that's at least crossed into your orbit. That broke containment from this movie.
Literally only from you.
Oh, really? You never heard it in popular culture?
No. Well, maybe. Probably in like a movie or something.
I mean, for nothing else, you need to have seen this movie just to have seen this movie, whether or not you like it or not. It's a movie you at least need to have seen and know about the things that happen in it. So when someone says, "This is a real Fight Club situation," you'll know what they're talking about.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Kind of sad that you guys all hate this movie.
I don't hate this movie. I have things to say about it.
Well, say them.
Now?
No.
It's more of a conclusive thought.
Okay. This is where they go through Tyler's odd jobs, where he is a cater waiter, making soap, and the projectionist, and they show the splice of the cock in there. and the little kids start crying when they see it, but they don't know they saw it.
Yeah, for real. Oh, also, I just kind of gonna jump ahead real quick. In this part, it's really funny when fuck, I can't remember his name, but him and Marla go to the restaurant, and then they have like that, and he looks at the waiter. He's like, "Hey, clean food." He's like, and
I wouldn't eat the bisque.
yeah, and then, like I feel like that kind of just goes based off of the character Tyler going and pissing on whatever fucking stuff.
Well, for sure, because by that point he's assigning people to do shit. So
Yeah,
that's after Project Mayhem starts. So people are definitely peeing in the food at the restaurants they work at. When Brad Pitt is peeing in the soup and he can't do it because Ed Norton's there, but he starts pouring that bottle of water to trigger himself to be able to pee into the soup. But that was actually before they fight each other. All that shit happens. We skipped around a little bit.
Yeah, where are we at?
I think we're gonna go to the part where the phone rings and it's Marla, and she has taken a whole bunch of Xanax and she's about to die.
Mm-hmm.
But it isn't a normal suicide attempt. It's more of a cry for help type attempt.
Right.
And he just puts the phone down and lets her talk. And then who picks it up? Tyler picks it up and goes to save her. And this is one of my favorite scenes, is when he goes and grabs her and the cops are coming, and he throws her, he likes dragging her down the hallway, and he throws her in a little alcove and starts dancing, doing that little fucking dance as the cops go by. They're having a little fucking dance party in the hallway. So good. And when he first, right before that, when he first gets there, he goes, when she says, "Did I call you?" But she'd been talking the entire time. It took him to get from the house to her apartment.
Mm-hmm. She wild.
And then it's a bullet time scene of them fucking. And that's not actually, she wanted it to be known that that's not her tits in the movie. That's
crazy.
that was a double.
Okay.
But her and Brad Pitt had to hold that position on the bed while for like hours, where they just took a bunch of still photos so they could stitch it all together.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it was able to swing around like that while they just, so it's the same as in the same technology they used in The Matrix, where they just took a bunch of still photos and then put it into the film so they could manipulate it. So they they were just laying there like in those positions while they just took tons of pictures from all these different angles.
That's interesting.
Actually.
And they were talking about the part. So then it's all those scenes where Ed Norton's walking around, listening to them have sex. And when they were shooting that, Brad Pitt and Helena Bonham Carter were saying they were just jumping on the bed doing sex sounds, just jumping on the bed for like all day long. Because David Fincher famously does tons and tons and tons and tons and tons, like 20, 30 takes for every scene.
Oh.
Like he's a super perfectionist. So every scene they do in these things, they've done it like 20, 30 times. So they were just jumping on the bed, screaming for doing fake orgasms for like days.
Jeez. I feel like when I was watching it this time, I haven't seen it since I was probably in high school.
Did
but
some
I feel
boy
like
make you watch it, or did I make you watch it?
no, not some boy. Probably you. I remember making some boy watch it.
Cool. Even cooler.
Right? Pretty cool. But no, I feel like before, like I didn't really catch on to the twist ending the first time I watched it, but this time I was just like, I feel like once the love triangle situation started, I don't know if you'd call it a love triangle, but when she started hooking up with Tyler, I feel like that's when I was like, okay, it's obvious that it's him.
But not the first time though.
Not the first time, but this time I was like, I feel like anyone would catch onto this.
Did you catch on to it, Jaden, then? Or
I don't remember exactly when, but there was like so many hints in this movie that it's like, I don't understand why, especially the way that you were hyping up the twist, or like that there was some big secret.
If you're looking for it.
I was like,
yeah.
because I mean, I feel like everyone has, like, you don't talk about it because there's like some big thing that happens. And I'm just like, when I found out, I was like, was that even the twist? Like, I don't know. I was like, that was it, really?
Yeah, if you know even if you don't know what the twist, if you know that there is a twist that can't be spoiled for you, then when you're actually looking for it, it's pretty obvious. I mean, it's way more obvious than when you go in 1,000% blind. Like, go in opening night, you don't get any of this shit at all. Like, I didn't.
Yeah.
It totally tricked me completely.
Like, yeah. I feel like there's a hint in every scene. Like,
there really is.
When Tyler goes to her apartment why is she not? She doesn't know this man. As far as we know, she doesn't know him. Why is she
True.
not like, who are you?
Well,
She
you
just
Yeah.
would. I think that because there's always one little like plausible deniability. So I think you're meant to think that they had a conversation on the phone, and he said that
Oh,
he would come
yeah.
and save her.
Oh,
So
That too.
in
Also,
if you don't know, you would just go, "Oh, he talked to her on the phone," and they, he's like,
yeah.
"Oh, I'll come and pick you up and get you,"
like if you're lit off of Xanax and Brad Pitt comes in trying to save you, you gonna go.
True.
especially wearing that, looking so
Pause.
cool.
What do you mean true, Jade? No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, there was one part in this movie where he was like, I don't know, he didn't have a shirt on or something.
It was in the kitchen when he was changing his shirt.
Yeah, and I genuinely was so confused because he had, it was like a weird angle, I guess. It wasn't from the front, it was like from the side. And I thought there was genuinely something wrong with his body because of his like V-line thing.
His cum gutters were so cum guttery.
It didn't look like a V in any way. It just looked like a bunch of like deep gashes in the side of his like hip. And I was like, what is that? And Eli was like, that's a V-line. And I was like, that's so ugly, bro. Why does it look like that? And I feel like that's, I don't know. I don't understand why people find that attractive, genuinely.
So they all wrote this together. So there was the book, obviously, the Chuck Palahniuk book. And then they had a screenwriter, the credited screenwriter did the adaptation. And then Brad Pitt, Ed Norton, and David Fincher all got together way before they started, and they kind of refined it and were just not fucking around, but hanging out together, rewriting the whole thing and adding shit and changing things around. And leading up to the movie, Ed Norton and Brad Pitt both made a deal that Brad Pitt was going to work out and eat protein and get cut and get super ripped, and Ed Norton was just going to not eat at all and get super skinny and lose a bunch of weight. So he'd look all, so they both started at the same time and they were together the whole time. So Ed Norton would just sit there, and Brad Pitt's working out, eating protein, and Ed Norton's just starving himself to death.
It's fucking horrible.
And that scene, the scene where, remember when he's at the conference table and they're picking out they're going to cybernet the office, and that one dude and he goes, "Can you do the icon in cornflower blue from his tie?" And he goes, "My man knows what I'm talking about." And he looks over at Ed Norton, and Ed Norton just smiles, and his mouth's full of blood. You remember that part?
No.
So he smiles.
I remember the cornflower blue, but I don't remember.
There's a quick little scene where he looks over and Ed Norton just smiles at him, his mouth's full of blood. So that was a part where they were just checking. David Fincher's like, "Hey, smile and show me how much blood's in your mouth, if it's the right amount for something else." And then they like that so much they put it in the movie. It wasn't supposed to be in there. So that scene was just supposed to be basically like a makeup check, but you don't remember it. So we get all those scenes that we were talking about where Marla is coming downstairs and he's a total dick. And it's all in retrospect, you think he's just being this total piece of shit, and he is. But it's even crazier when you think that they just had sex upstairs, and then he goes downstairs to eat breakfast, and she walks down, and he's being a total asshole.
Yeah.
So it's played very fun in retrospect that she's like losing her fucking mind. It's like, why is this dude being so cool? We're having all this great sex, and then I come downstairs, and he's a complete asshole.
Yeah.
And the way they played that, I mean, it got me the first time. I mean, it's like you said, it's very obvious once you've seen it that.
Yeah, she like
total
grabbed
clue,
his dick.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean,
that was when he went to check her for breast cancer, I think, when she grabs his dick.
No. He was in the kitchen, like doing dishes or something, and it was like she came downstairs and she just grabbed his dick. And he was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And she was like, "Fuck you." That
does happen. The very first time she comes downstairs when he's eating cereal out of that plastic bowl. And he's like, "What are you doing here? This is my house. Why are you here?" But she gargles with the coffee right before that.
Crazy.
Old coffee. And so there's all that. And then we get to Fight Club, and that's when he does the rules, and then Lou shows up and beats the living shit out of him. And he's just laughing in his face and splits blood. And that's when he gives them their assignments that they need to go out and lose a fight. And then Ed Norton, that's when he does the fight with his boss, quote unquote, where he beats the shit out of himself. And that's how they get corporate sponsorship. Because he gets a computer and flight vouchers and weekly paychecks and everything. And that's what really kicks off Project Mayhem. So this part is fun because you think that this is when he starts getting jealous of Tyler because Tyler's taking over everything and accelerating and handing out assignments. And there are little Easter eggs dropped in throughout, like he's holding a folder for the street that's later on the wall. So he has that folder that Tyler would have been for one of the places they're going to blow up way before he realizes that he's Tyler. What do you think about their pranks they pull? Like blowing up that globe and the smiley face on the building, all that kind of shit. Pretty good pranks.
Just a prank, bro.
Did you guys get what they were doing at the Blockbuster? Or is that totally lost to history of what's happening there?
Remind me what they did at the Blockbuster?
Well, they're in Blockbuster with the machine. They plug in a machine and they're taking that machine all over the place. Do you know what they were doing?
Are they fast forwarding the movies?
No.
Rewinding them?
Close. Anybody else have a guess? Anybody else know what it is? Jaden? Eli? They are demagnet. It's a big magnet, so they're erasing all the tapes. They're deleting all the movies off of everything in Blockbuster.
I did not know you could do that.
Yeah, you can demagnetize. If you have a big magnet, it destroys contents of tapes because it's magnetic tape. So basically, just everybody who rents from that Blockbuster is going to get static when they go home. And that is something that is completely lost to time for your generation.
Is that something that like
I miss
also
Blockbuster.
happens with like Blu-rays? Could you do
No.
it to Blu-rays?
No,
That's great. You're safe.
because they're safe because those are optical. The way that the tape works is it's magnetic tape that I think it adheres onto it. So when you put a big magnet on tape, it basically pulls off all the data off of the tape, rearranges it.
That's so bad. Can you imagine like if the United States has like evidence on DVDs or something, someone could just go up and just fucking hit it with a magnet.
Well, not DVDs. It has to be tapes, my friend.
I'm stupid. You're right.
Yeah.
My bad.
You know, actual VCRs, VHS.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. I have some of those.
Keep them away from magnets. And Bob gets shot after they are trying to get away from the globe. So I guess Starbucks was cool with them using cups and shit like that in that opening scene where they're going through the trash can and you see the Starbucks cups and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But they wouldn't let them make that coffee shop a Starbucks.
Oh.
Interesting enough.
Yeah, very.
So Meatloaf gets killed by the cop and they take his body back. Oh, before there was the part, sorry, I'm skipping around. I don't have an outline. I'm doing this all off the dome. There's the scene where he starts Project Mayhem and the first recruit shows up and they basically say, you got to treat him like shit for 3 days. And if he lasts 3 days, they get in. And then Bob shows up and they tell him to leave and he goes to leave and he's like, come back, Bob. You just have to stand there for 3 days.
Yeah. 3 days is crazy.
3 days. So then Project Mayhem is built and they start doing the pranks, yada, yada, yada. And Bob gets killed and they bring him back.
Justice for Bob. Poor Bob.
His name was Robert Paulson. I used to work with a guy before Fight Club came out. There was a guy in my office whose name is Robert Paulson. It was a guy I worked with, which is very funny. After this movie came out, we're like, oh. So he got a lot of shit at work.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He'd come in, we're like, his name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson. He was not very cool. He wasn't a cool guy. He was kind of a dick. So everybody was constantly fucking with him and he was mad about it. He was like this real aggro guy. He probably loved Fight Club on his own, but he didn't have any friends.
Yikes. That's funny though.
It was very, he probably should have sued. But he got a lot of shit there for a little while.
Justice for Bob.
Justice for Bob. Poor Meatloaf. It's crazy you guys didn't recognize him from Rocky Horror Picture Show. You guys just watched that like a couple months ago, right?
He looks so different, I feel like.
Yeah, he does. And what's 20 years later? 20 years. 25. The same amount of time between Rocky Horror Picture Show and Fight Club as it is from now to Fight Club. He's dead now, though, in real life.
No. Justice for Meatloaf.
All right, where are we at now? So they do the funeral for Bob. And then they really, he comes home and everybody's gone. And he's like, what the fuck happened? Where's everybody at? Tyler has abandoned me. And he finds all the files and he starts backtracking, going off the flight records. And he goes to all the places that Tyler's been to. And this is really when they're like, oh, okay, they're the same guy. Because he starts going to all the bars and everything and everybody's calling him sir. Is this a test, sir? It's like, no, just tell me. He's like, well, everything is good. Everything is good. Everything's going as planned.
Yeah.
And then he passes out in a hotel room and he wakes up and Tyler's there. And this is where he tells him the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, what? What?
Crazy.
What? They're the same guy? What? And then we get some flashbacks showing that's when he's beating himself up in the all the footage of him doing everything by himself, which is fun. It's so mind-blowing. Guys, it was so mind-blowing at the time, you have no idea. Can you imagine seeing this in 1999 for the first time and not having any idea? Mind-blowing.
We didn't talk about the part where he put that fucking chemical on his hand after kissing it. I thought that was fucking insane.
When they do make soap, he puts the lye on. He kisses his hand and puts the lye on it, which means that he's doing it himself, of course. He's fucking completely lost his goddamn mind through this whole movie.
Is it just because of the insomnia? Is it driving him crazy because he's so tired?
Yes. Well, I think, like I said earlier, I think it's a chain reaction of guilt and insomnia built off of the guilt of the job that he does. I think that's part that people don't really recognize. They just think that his whole psychotic break is just based off of like the things that he says in the movie about lack of masculinity and his dad leaving and shit like that, and like men losing their way and consumerism. But I really think the root of why he's gone crazy is the guilt of his job.
Okay.
And that's what makes him not be able to sleep. And then the insomnia is what breaks his brain ultimately, because he wasn't doing any of it until Marla shows up. Because that's why Tyler shows up right when Marla shows up. Because for that whole year of, I don't think he wasn't doing any of these things. He might have been doing, I think he was doing the jobs. But I think before so there's a time when he has insomnia before he starts going to the support groups where he was that's when he was working in the theater and working as a cater waiter and doing that shit. And then I don't think he was doing any of that when he was going to the support group because he was actually sleeping. So I think he was getting better. And then Marla shows up and he doesn't sleep anymore. And that's why Tyler shows up. And then I think he goes back to doing the other shit. And then that's when Tyler shows up, when Marla shows up.
Okay.
So that's when he starts beating himself up and starting Fight Club. And he tries to stop it from happening. He goes to the police, and the police are all part of Fight Club, Project Mayhem. And they're like, you said you would say that.
You said you would say that too.
You'd say that too.
You definitely said you would say that.
I mean, it's just good. Just outside of like all the bullshit, this movie is good. It's hilarious. Like it's intended to be a comedy. They showed this I believe it premiered at the Venice Film Festival. And Ed Norton and Brad Pitt were in the upper balcony, and everybody hated it. People were walking out and booing.
What?
Yeah. And the story goes that Brad Pitt is just laughing through the whole thing. Like, he's like, because this is the first time they'd seen it too. And Brad Pitt said, he's quoted as saying, he's like, this is the best movie that I'm ever going to make. He's like, I love it. It's perfect. He's like, this is the best thing I'm ever going to do ever. So they didn't give a shit that Venice hated it.
Yeah.
And it, like I said, it completely bombed. Like it didn't make any money at all.
So surprising to me. I feel like it's such a cult classic.
Well, because it immediately, when it came out on DVD, it was the biggest thing. Like it was huge. Like it became an instant cult classic. So it's hard to even say cult classic because it just blew up on DVD when the DVD came out and became profitable off DVD sales within like a year. So even though it bombed at the actual box office, because two things, it got delayed because of Columbine, and then the whole vibe after Columbine. So they fucked up the marketing, like I said, because they didn't want to lean into the subversive shit, because of Columbine. That's why they marketed it as like a boxing movie. So people didn't want to go. The people who wanted to see a boxing movie didn't get what they wanted, and the people who would have wanted to go see this movie for what it was didn't go because they didn't think that's what it was going to be. So once it came out on DVD, that's why it became huge, because then everybody could watch it and they liked it, etc., etc. But it kind of tanked at the time when it first came out, which is weird to think. It was a weird time back then.
Yeah.
I can't even describe to you how weird 1999 was as a year.
I was there, but I don't remember.
Yeah, you were what, 3, 4 when this movie came out? 4.
When did it come out? October 15th? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
So I was 3, almost 4.
I didn't know you then. I didn't know your mother then.
But you knew us soon after.
Yeah. I moved. So when this movie came out, I was living in Scottsdale. Sorry. And then I moved back to Idaho in like March when this movie came out. Right. Like, so I was there for a few more months and I moved back to Idaho that March. And that March I was living no, that was when I was working from home and just getting drunk all the time. But it was when I moved back. So I was there for like 5 or 6 months living in Idaho, working from home at the same job. And then I said, fuck it, and moved back. And that's when I met your mom. Like that, right when I got back, like that day.
Dude, I'm like,
Crazy.
I had questions, but I can't remember them.
Oh, okay. There's one little fun fact that's fun. So remember when they first hook up and she says, I haven't been fucked like that since grade school.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So in the book, she says, I want to have your abortion. And the studio person saw that and said, that you can't do that. That's too fucked up. And David Fincher goes, fine, I'll change it, but you have to agree to whatever I change it to, that stays no matter what. So he came up with an even worse thing and they had to keep it in because they agreed to it.
That's crazy. That's fucking bad, bro.
And there's parts in there, when he's talking about how to make napalm and how to make dynamite and everything.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, it's the actual recipes on how to do it. And the FBI made him change it and tweak it so people couldn't actually make napalm but you can just go get the book and you can find out how to actually do it.
That's crazy.
That's wild. What did they say? It's like orange juice.
Yeah, it's like equal parts orange juice concentrate and gasoline makes napalm.
Gasoline.
It's tweaked a little bit. There's like one other ingredient or the ratio is different to actually do it. You can take the best way to make napalm is you put it foam in a bucket and then you pour it on it so it dissolves it and turns it into napalm. Mm-hmm. That's how you actually make napalm. I think that might be what's in the book is that it's foam and then they change it to orange juice concentrate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you guys as listeners will not know how to make napalm. Right?
You can just go get Fight Club the book, or you can get the Anarchist Cookbook as well and learn how to make it in there too. It's all readily available now, but in 1999 it was a little bit harder to get him.
It's funny.
And then the real dynamite recipe was in the book, and they made him change it. I don't remember what that was though. And so he finally reconciles. He isn't able to stop it. He gets away. And then him and Tyler have that big fight in the basement or the parking lot. He disarms the bomb. So I would love to see this actually play out. We're just Ed Norton doing it, beating the shit out of himself. Like they show little clips of it, but I would like to see the whole thing where he disarms the bomb and then goes back and puts the bomb back together. It'd be pretty funny, but we don't get to see that. And then he somehow finds himself upstairs with a gun in his mouth. So he's obviously just sitting there in that chair with his own gun in his own mouth. And the space monkeys bring Marla upstairs. Well, he shoots himself in the mouth.
That part was crazy.
To kill Tyler and basically merge them in. So I think we're led to believe that he kills Tyler off, but he basically puts himself back together with the best parts of Tyler and the best parts of him by doing that. And then Marla shows up and she's pissed. And he turns around and sees her face, or she sees his face. And he says, well, you met me at a very weird time in my life, but things are going to be normal now. Let's watch all these buildings blow up. And they do. And the Pixies play. And it's the end of the movie. And that is why I want this to be my year. This is how I want my year to go. It's my New Year's resolution.
Nice.
Crazy.
Let's hear your thoughts. Do you want your thoughts to be... Do you want to say them when I ask you if you're glad or mad and your rating and stuff, or you just want to talk about it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will ask you, Darian, are you glad I made you watch this again? Are you mad at me for forcing you to sit through Fight Club yet again?
I'm glad that I watched it again. Like I said, I haven't seen this in a really long time. So it was cool to kind of see it, before as a teenager and now as an adult. Just have a different perspective on it. What are we rating it out of?
I was thinking that it would be elastic banded nutsack.
Okay. I'll give it 4 of those.
4 elastic banded nutsack? You have to say
Yeah.
4 what?
4 elastic banded nutsacks.
Okay.
It's a classic for a reason. And I enjoyed it. I will say I do think this is a man's movie,
But can you appreciate it for its basically
I can appreciate it.
It's making fun of men and their aggro ways. That's agreed that it is definitely taken the wrong way and a lot of bad shit has come from it.
Yeah.
But its intent is to be mocking that lifestyle, that way of thinking.
Yeah, I get that. But yeah, and I also think, watching it this time, I can't really say if it's because I know the ending or what. I just felt like it was so much more obvious this time. It's probably because I did know the ending. Or maybe it's because, and maybe you can speak to this, but was this kind of like of the time, was a big twist like this unexpected? Because I feel like now it's like you always expect a big twist with everything.
Well, The Sixth Sense had just come out.
Mm-hmm.
So they were, it wasn't. The Sixth Sense kicked off the twist thing. And then this came out so shortly after that nobody was expecting it again.
Because now I do feel like everything has
but
this big, crazy
these
twist.
were the two movies that kicked off twists. More so The Sixth Sense, but nobody expected it in this because this movie, they're like, well, obviously there wouldn't be a movie with a twist because we just saw a movie with a twist. So they were all kind of amazed that they're like, hey, I can't believe we got away with this like a month after The Sixth Sense. But no, it wasn't. Nobody was going into this looking for a twist or anything at all, not even remotely close. So we weren't looking for that at all.
And I'll give it 4 New Year's resolutions.
4 New Year's resolutions? Okay.
4
That's
New
pretty
Year's.
good.
Because I think I get the message and I like it. Realistically though, maybe not possible.
No, you just got to pick, you just got to take, the lessons that need to be learned that you can apply to your own life.
Yes. So
self-improve, maybe do some crunches and not buy as much shit this year.
Yeah. But maybe don't start a fight club or blow up a bunch of buildings.
Don't do that stuff.
So, yeah.
And maybe blow up the buildings, but make sure there's nobody in there.
Yeah.
Don't blow up buildings. All right. Eli, we're saving Jaden for last because Eli, are you mad that you watched this again or are you glad that you got to see it again?
Okay. This movie changed my life. Okay, it was really good. It's a really good movie. I really liked it when I first watched it, and I did want to say that it did kind of change my perspective because I felt like, yeah, dude, you hit rock bottom, the only way is up. That's so stupid, but it is true. And overall, I will give it 4.5. Elastic, what was it?
Elastic banded nutsacks.
Elastic banded
of course.
Nutsacks.
The traditional rating system that we use every time.
Yeah, and I'll give it 4.5 of those, and I'll give it 4 New Year's resolutions, I guess, because it is good. I really like it.
Sensible score. Jaden, around the horn to you. Are you glad that you finally got to see this, that I made you watch this? Or are you furiously mad at me for making you watch this bro-y, aggro movie that caused douchebags to be created all around the world for the last 26 years?
At the time of watching, I was mad that I had to watch that movie because, I understand that it's a classic, but I also feel like you're such a film bro. It's insane. I felt the exact same way about this movie that I felt about Pulp Fiction, and it's I was excited to watch it because it was so hyped up, and it was just a disappointment for me, personally, because I'm glad that I watched it because, yes, now I know about Fight Club, whatever. But I didn't connect with this at all. It just didn't really make a lot of sense to me. I understand the capitalism aspect, whatever. But other than that, obviously I fell asleep twice while watching it. So that kind of gives you an idea. But I didn't like any of the characters, really. They kind of just annoyed me. Except for Marla, I liked her, but I don't know. It definitely is a movie made for men, 100%. I don't understand how you, what Eli said, I don't understand how you are I didn't have any feelings about this. It wasn't, even if I was in my worst place, I still wouldn't be I didn't even think about it. It didn't cross, I don't know.
This is my personal rock bottom. I'm hitting rock bottom now.
And the twist was I guess even though I didn't know what the twist was, I feel like it still was kind of ruined just by society, I guess. Not even just by you guys, because this has been a thing, but I thought I was expecting more, I guess. And it wasn't very shocking to me, obviously.
Well, I guess give me how many elastic waist-banded nutsacks, and then I'm going to go kill myself.
I did give it a 3.5 because I did like the cinematography. and the way it was edited and everything like that, I thought it was really cool. And like the visual vibes of the movie were very good. I liked that. It's
Well,
just like
maybe
the story wasn't my favorite.
maybe watch it 5 to 20 more times, and maybe you'll start learning to love it. Stockholm syndrome yourself with this movie, please.
Yeah.
I get all that. I get it. It's very much a movie of its time for, well, I get superficially the comparison with Pulp Fiction. And Pulp Fiction is way more of what like a film bro movie. But I think Fight Club is a little more subversive. It has a little more something to say about society and stuff like that than Pulp Fiction does. Pulp Fiction is just a crime caper with style. And this has all that same style and the editing and the cinematography and everything, and it looks real good like Fight Club and blah blah blah. But I think it has more to say about the world. So I think it is in a different class than Pulp Fiction as far as that goes. I have stuff to appreciate. So I respect your 3.5 elastic band nut sex. That's better than I was expecting.
On top of that, I'm just not the type of person that really likes action movies, which is not like a crazy action movie, but it's like fighting and blood and punching. Like that's just not my type of movie. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad movie. It's just not the kind of movie I am entertained with, I guess.
Oh, we
And I know that's not the main point of the movie, but that is a big part of the movie.
It is. But did you not appreciate Jared Leto getting the complete shit punched out of his face and smashed?
Oh, that
and
was
disfigured
brutal to watch.
completely. Did you not enjoy that at least?
That was so brutal.
Did you realize that was Jared Leto?
I didn't enjoy that he was in the movie at all, to be honest.
But he barely says anything, and then he gets completely disfigured. It's wonderful.
Jaden's version of entertainment is watching a teenager get in a love triangle and marrying the guy that she's supposed to be with. That's her.
That is so not true. That's a show, first of all, and that's
He said entertainment. To be fair, he did say entertainment, not a movie.
Yeah, okay, but like to me, there's things that are just like fun, lighthearted, like just which is usually how I watch shows, and then there's that I don't really have to pay a lot of attention to, and that are like more. I feel like the only reason I liked The Summer I Turned Pretty so much is because of the community of it and everyone talking about it, and there's like something you look forward to, you know? It's not like
I loved it.
It's not the actual content.
Yeah. You watch that and you're like, I know that this is cringy.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. You are very easily amused. You know that. And I'm not surprised that you really like this movie.
Ooh, roasted. Damn.
He is. And that's not a bad thing. I wish I was easily amused because then I would like everything. But it's hard to entertain me because I get distracted very easily and bored very easily. And that's what happened. So, and there was a lot of men in here. There was way too many men in one room for me.
There's one woman in this movie, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally one. There's only one.
I don't think anything good comes from that many men in one room together.
Yeah, that's the point of this movie.
I don't want to see it.
That's the whole point of the movie. It's making fun of that lifestyle
That's why
and that
like
way of thinking.
Movies. I don't
like war movies either.
I don't like when a movie has all men and then one cool woman in it. I don't like that. I think it's stupid.
But she could have. But they made the least. Okay, you had to I would hope that you would at least appreciate the fact that they made the woman cool and awesome, and all the guys are being made fun of the whole time. I thought you would like that.
I didn't see them being made fun of, really. I didn't
Everything
recognize that they were being made fun of, I guess.
I do realize that there is layers to it, and superficially they're presenting as they're supposed to be the coolest guys, but they're not. Like they said that point. Like Dave Fincher's like, these guys are ridiculous. Like this is a black comedy. You're supposed to think that they're fucking ridiculous. Everything they're doing is so stupid. They're dumb. They're fools. They're morons. Like all these dudes are supposed to be stupid. The fact that they're beating each other up is stupid. Like they're supposed to be dumb.
But I also don't understand. For me, I knew there was going to be a twist, so I was going into it with knowing that, obviously. But if you had never seen it and never watched it, what did you think was going on in this movie, and what did you think was going to happen? Because nothing happened. Nothing happened in this movie.
They did blow up all the buildings.
But like, what there's nothing, there's no like plot or story behind it. It's just that the most interesting thing that happened was the twist. So if you didn't know there was going to be a twist, then that would be like,
Well, they
the
do
most
start a
boring
fight club
movie.
and they do start a nationwide Project Mayhem that,
I guess, but it was like,
and they are going to
all of that for
bring
some
down the entire
reason to
credit
me,
card system.
that all felt like an afterthought. Not that it was, I know it wasn't, but to me it was like kind of like a background thing happening. Like it didn't feel like the main story.
Well,
And
the main
so-
story is a bunch of dudes being awesome, but not superficially awesome, but actually you're supposed to know that they're being ridiculous.
It just felt like there was a lot going on, but also nothing going on at the same time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully I can make it up to you with my next pick. It's the complete opposite of this movie in every way, shape, and form. That I
Dad,
also
what do
love.
you rate it?
Well, I give it 5 elastic band nutsacks. 5. This was for many, many years a toss up between this and Pulp Fiction would be the answer
I'm
to what's your
shocked.
favorite movie.
Yeah.
It's Fight Club or Pulp Fiction, depending on how I felt that day.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a 5-star masterpiece in every way, shape, and form. It's in my top 5. It's either in my top 4 or 5. I cycle it out. It's the only reason it's not in my top 4 on Letterboxd is because I have Pulp Fiction in there already, and I can't be that guy so much anymore. I have to put I have to diversify because I don't want Jaden to think that I'm such a bro-y douchebag and everyone else. I will cycle in and take Pulp Fiction out, but Fight Club in sometimes. So I love it. I can watch it. I watched it 4 times in the last week. So
Jesus Christ.
well, because we kept postponing, so I'm like, well, I got to watch it again so I can remember shit. So I watched it 4 times in the last week and a half, and I love it. And I probably would only give it a 4 New Year's resolutions because it isn't exactly. It was more of a tongue-in-cheek kind of pick, you know.
Yeah.
I just wanted Jaden to see it, so I had to figure out a back
way.
door. There's a backdoor way
Mhm.
into getting it in there to fit the theme. But there is stuff in there that I think you can take and put into your life, some messages.
I love IKEA.
Jaden is IKEA's #1 fan, and also she is.
Hey, I buy shit from
consumerism
IKEA too.
fan.
I just like going there. It's a fun thing to do.
I remember getting the catalog. They don't send that out anymore, but
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
babe.
even really buy anything from there anymore because it's just not my style. Like I'll get
Yeah.
like basics, like I got that from there. If I could switch it, I would for something.
I was gonna say, I feel like it shocks me that you like IKEA because you're such a thrifty girl.
I know it's usually my like stand-in until I can get something I really want because
Mhm.
it's cheap,
yeah.
and then I'll just sell it. But it's just fun to go.
You certainly grew up in an IKEA-filled household.
Oh
That's
yeah,
for sure.
I think
It's-
everything I owned was IKEA.
Everything in that house was IKEA. Every stick of furniture was IKEA.
Yeah.
Honestly, Scandinavian design is on top of any overly manufactured furniture. Just over.
I
Yeah, it
like-
is overly
I like
manufactured.
the Scandinavian design, but they not like Copenhagen, like that brand, where it's really expensive furniture from Scandinavia. That shit's cool.
Mhm.
Well, whose pick is it next week, and what have they picked?
It's my pick next week, and I chose Into the Wild.
Ooh la la!
Yes.
And we get another Kristen Stewart so soon after the last Kristen Stewart.
So soon. And
So soon.
you're right, I picked the last one too with Kristen Stewart. But yeah, I love Into the Wild. It's one of my comfort movies. So-
Banger. One of the best
It's a good one.
soundtracks ever made. Eddie Vedder.
And I love Emil Hirsch.
He's good. He's a good guy.
Have you guys ever seen The Girl Next Door?
A long time ago when it came out.
Mm. I like that movie too.
Oh,
Um,
wait. Time out. This is a very important movie by our metric.
It is. It's a 4.25.
Even with Jane trying to sandbag the score with her 3.5,
I can still change my score.
I'll kill you.
Nope. Can't change it.
It's locked in. This is a very important movie. And
Woo!
it doesn't qualify as being on theme, though. That's below.
It doesn't qualify as being on theme?
But you gave it a 3.5 on theme, right, Jane?
I didn't even give it anything.
Oh, well, you can
What do you
determine
give
it.
it for
Right now, it's
theme?
sitting at
Okay,
a
I'll give
4.
it a-
We all give
I'll
it a
give it
4.
a 3.5.
All right, well, then it's not. Which that's fine. I'm not too disappointed in that. Like I said, I was backdooring this into the themes. just to get
I
it
was
in.
manipulated.
You were. Sorry about that. Well, I'm looking forward to watching Into the Wild again. I haven't seen it since it came out.
Me
It's a
either.
good one.
We gotta do our research on that. There's a lot of interesting shit about that movie.
Yeah, for
With
sure.
it being a true story and all. So
Yes.
until then, please rate, review, subscribe, tell your imaginary friends about us. Get your Tyler Durdens to subscribe. Double it up. Get 2 phones.
Double
Subscribe
it up.
twice. Get your Marlas. Get your Marlas to subscribe. Get your Robert Paulsons to subscribe.
Get your Fight Clubs to subscribe.
And maybe by the time this comes out, our Patreon will be up. We've got 2 bonus episodes recorded that we haven't posted yet. I have to edit those. That's my job. Sorry about that. And if it is, we'll put a link into that. And until next time, as always, please out.